have you seen in him as a result of music therapy, or how has it helped him with whatever challenges he's facing?
Okay, so last summer, right before we started music therapy here, he went to an intensive autism program at U of M in Ann Arbor, and so I got to watch him from another room receive therapy. And one of the aspects of therapy is music, and he was not really participating as much as I thought, even though they were singing songs he likes or using props he liked. So at the end of the therapy, we did 2 3-month sessions for a total of 6 months. It was September, so I started looking for music therapy. Boom, found one at MSU, Midtown Detroit. So I called, inquired. We came down here to an open house. We saw the program. We're like, yes, it's very targeted. It's very what we needed him to improve in. Not only did we see an improvement in his listening skills, in his response, in his use of language, his teachers saw an even bigger change than we did.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's really awesome.
So we just finished the IEP process, so he didn't really interact, and he still doesn't, except during music. And I almost floored, because the things that his teachers and staff at school in Rochester were saying, I had not seen it, nor had Miss Rita saw it, but we were like, what? And we're doing this IEP process, and there's a whole section on how he loves music, how he comes alive. I was just like, okay, the next time I see her, I have to tell her. So I told her, but she noticed it too. He wasn't really conversational or verbal. Like right now, I just took him and dropped him off, and he started singing the hello song to the other participant in the class. So yeah, so with kids with autism, they don't generalize skills across settings very well. But so at home, I wouldn't be able to say, oh yeah, he's interacting with people. But at school, he's like a star in his music section, and it's totally because of this music therapy program completely. We come consistently. He participates. Miss Rita is awesome. Yeah, I love her. I'm like, she has no idea. They're like, what is he doing? What is he doing? I was like, oh my goodness. I can tell you exactly what he's doing, where, and when. So it's something we're going to stick with as long as we can. Mm-hmm. So it's really.
Any of your breakthrough moments for him, have there been, just moments where you saw the new, what you just described maybe, but just any other stories that you want to share?
What I just saw right now, like last week he had a hard time. Every week is not a good week. And that's the thing, like sometimes with autism, you don't know if they've acquired the skill or if it was a random act or whatever. No. So right now, I just walked him in, and he started singing the hello song to the other kid to sit down, and so we can start the class without any prompting from Miss Rita, without any prompting from me. So Miss Rita's in there right now, like. So he's gotten used to the routine, but also he enjoys it. So you can see he's happy when he starts singing or it starts participating. And like I said, it's not every week, so when he does it and he's doing it really well, it's really noticeable. So.
And I think that's so true of music, as we say, you can learn anything through music because the child enjoys it so much.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he liked song. Like last year, I'm just thinking of last summer after the intensive therapy, because he grew in every category, like really, really well. And I was just bothered by, like, you love these songs. You light up when you see these songs, and they would sing them, and he would sit there, or he would not pay attention. So I was like, maybe you need some targeted music lessons or something to help you come out of it, like overwhelm you with, song and dance or whatever. And it has worked. So I researched music therapy before, and there was a lot of research that shows it actually works. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of those things that people are skeptical about. Now I'm a believer. I tried it. I see the results, and they're very specific results that can only be attributed back to the music therapy. So it's really good.
Okay. What do I want to say? Something I've heard is that many of the therapies that are traditional for very young children on the spectrum are always one-on-one, and I don't know if because of the group aspect of this program, that's something different or especially valuable.
I can definitely attest to this. So most of when he started therapy, it was individual therapy. He also goes to ABA therapy, which is one-on-one in a clinical setting. So there are other kids there. He's basically with someone one-on-one. But the U of M program, STEPS, which is highly successful, they integrate both. So that caught my eye with the MSU program because it was kind of the same setup. So U of M, you go to, in the same few hours, individual session, right into group session. Individual session, right into group session. So you can take those individual skills and then immediately, same day, within an hour or so, apply them to the group. So that is something that's different that they do. My son was in it. I can tell you with speech and OT, it was very successful. And I can now say it's the same with music. So I see that with Lawrence too. In 2 different institutions, 2 different fields. That's the way to go. Yeah. It's very. I'm like wow.
You're beaming right
now.
Yeah, talking about it.
Because it works. I was like, it works. I've seen the results, and I'm a mom, so I'm gonna be very optimistic. Other people are like, oh, his teachers when he came back over the summer, first round, they're like, wow, what happened? This combination therapy really works. So then at the end of the year, same thing, but with music. So I agree.
Are there any activities that he's learned specifically through music?
Well, he's still very rigid in some of the things that he does, but I bought a little music box for Christmas. He's more apt to try the instruments that he's seen in there. So he's especially drawn to the drums and piano, but he'll stay at the piano maybe a little more than I would expect him to. So I'm like, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he, is playing around with the keys and hears the tones, the different tones, and he can distinguish between the sounds, obviously, so he likes to mix it up, and he'll stay there longer than I was expecting him to.
So it's helping him to sort of build his attention span.
Yeah, definitely. Build his attention span, and maybe, I don't know how to explain it, but maybe increase his interest in different sounds and putting them together, maybe.
And creativity.
Yeah, creativity especially, yeah. So,
and they say, with sounds, then that leads to the encouragement to verbalize.
Oh, yeah, especially. So he goes to a combination of therapies, like I said before, but definitely the speech, he's acquired skills and they've stayed, and then he has a little bit more spontaneous speech. So that's where we're going to push this summer. So I'm very excited because he's not going back to the intensive program, but he has the same therapist for speech, and then hopefully we'll be doing music too. So those together.
Yes.
So we'll see, an even greater jump because he enjoys both.
What would you say about the access to the funding?
Like I said, at the end of the summer, I'm like, music. We have to get something into his regular everyday therapy. So they do have like music time at school, but I knew he needed more from watching him every day, his reaction. So when I was researching it, it's hard to find a credible institution that offers music therapy outside of the hospital. And then the requirements, it was just kind of all over the place. So the access, the easy sign up, the easy access, the location. I mean, we're in Rochester, we just take 75 right down. And the funding. So I was looking at maybe, I don't know, per session, like upwards of $100 per session for individual. And there's absolutely like not a lot of group therapy, music therapy offered at all. So when I saw this, I just thought like, is this, I didn't even think, I thought it was a typo, seriously, I didn't even think it was, it's like, there's a catch to this, let me call and go see. That's why I came down, like, I want to see in person, like, is this the real cost of it, the duration? It just was so affordable, so I was like, no, I have to go see. It's the program type, like I said, the blended, and the cost, I just couldn't believe it. So we actually drove down to the open house to see.
Wow.
So yeah, it's if a family, like I told a lot of families about it, they were very skeptical about the cost. They're like, no way. I'm like, yes. So.
And we're, as you know, all of our therapists are accredited through the American Music Therapy Association,
yeah.
so they have many years of study. And
But you know what? I find just through Lawrence's speech and therapy, just going to institutions are better than these they have like organizations that offer therapy. So it's like, yes, it's MSU. I know that they're gonna have everything in order. I can do it worry free. I mean, basically worry free. I still check, but basically worry free. I don't have to worry about inconsistencies and normal practices or standard practices or anything like that. So that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus.
so, gosh, you've given us so many great quotes. Is there anything else you'd want to add?
Yeah, I would say I don't know, I specifically sought it out. I know I shared it with the parents at U of M because we were like kind of the end, and they were just skeptical about it because they couldn't believe that the cost and what was offered. So the value of it is extremely high, and the cost is very affordable for families who already have a million therapies and co-pays and co-insurance and all that stuff. So the only thing I would say is more publicity. I don't know, more publicity, more awareness that this is offered and where it's offered.
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. Is there a place where you would recommend us going to advertise?
I honestly told our ABA, because our ABA is through Beaumont, I let our ABA know, I sent her a flyer